Good evening and welcome to our Testimonial Tuesday for Tuesday, October 18th, 2016. My name is Vicki Drobness and I'm a Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I'm welcoming you to our Testimonial Tuesday. We do this each Tuesday evening. Tonight, instead of me telling you what we were going to talk about, I decided to let you tell me what we're going to talk about. So we're going to do this as like a question and answer type format. So our panelists here have a couple of questions that they'd like to have answered, and so I'm going to go ahead and do our disclosure first, and then we will get started. Let's see, find my PowerPoint here. Find the right thing here. Here we go. Okay. So Testimony Tuesday. This presentation is giving me difficulties. Take two. This presentation is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. Any statements made have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Plexus products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Plexus makes no guarantees on income, as such representations may be misleading. Your success depends on your effort, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities and how effectively you exercise those qualities. Please see the Plexus Annual Income Disclosure Statement for more details. So as I always mention as we begin our Testimonial Tuesday is to think about who do you know. So as you are watching this, if you come across this later on after we've finished our recording, then I want you to think about who do you know that you need to get this copy of this video to, so that you can share some ideas with them. Maybe one of the questions that our guests have asked is something that you've heard somebody ask. And so we want to go ahead and share that information with them and let them see that Plexus could be the answer to their question. So just a little bit about Plexus. What exactly is Plexus? It's an incredible body balancer. Is a line of 16 health and wellness products that focus on three big aspects of health, and those three are blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health. And whenever you get those three big things under control, then it's amazing what your body can do for itself. So we have 16 life-changing products, and if you can't read this, the details on that, let me know, and I will get you a copy of that so that you can see these in detail, and we'll chat about what Plexus may be able to help you with. So this is where we're going to go into our ambassador and guest discussion. So I'm going to stop the sharing on there. And who has a question that they would like to ask? I think there's a way that you can like raise your hand. I thought there was a way to do that. Anyway, I don't see that. I know I've seen it before on other things. So who has a question? Just unmute yourself, and we'll go ahead and answer it. No questions.
I have one.
Hey, Karen, how are you?
Good.
All right.
I have a really busy schedule and lots of little ones. So how am I supposed to, I really don't see that I have the time to do this. How am I supposed to make that possible?
Okay, and you're talking about the business, correct?
Yes, the business side.
Okay. All right. Well, it is it can be more challenging whenever you're trying to balance a lot of different things. We're all busy, and everybody has all these different things that they're working with, whether you're a busy mom or you have a full-time job, and sometimes it seems like it's difficult to get things done. One thing that I love about Plexus is that it is easy to fit this in the nooks and crannies of your day. So if you have a smartphone, this is something that maybe you can take out at lunchtime and maybe do some scheduling a post, talking with somebody, following up with someone. And you want to follow up fairly quickly with somebody, but understand you don't have to be like right there. And somebody's going to understand that if they message you, they may not get you just right then. We do want to respond promptly, but we don't have to respond instantly. So that may be something that you can do. I have heard of many, many busy moms who have found ways to make this a work in their lives. One of the stories that just comes to mind is Rosalind Payne, and she was working 3 jobs at the time she started her Plexus business and built it up to emerald level, so that she was able to quit those 3 jobs and focus her time just directly on Plexus. So, and I think of my sponsor, Charlotte Seams, who has 12 children, not all of them at home, but she still has a fair number of children that she's homeschooling at home. Brenda Martin, who does have 11 children at home. And so it's a matter of where we may need to kind of focus on some priorities of focusing, you know what, this may be something that we need to focus on right now, but it's that you're working on this in order to be able to have the freedom later. So it may take a little bit of sacrifice for time-wise, but I tell you, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. All right, let's see. I see Amy had a question that she typed in here. So I just want to lose weight. Can I just take the Slim? Well, Amy, with the Slim, that's definitely the place where you want to start. Because the Slim helps to balance blood sugar, and blood sugar, we're finding is that has a tremendous effect on how the body responds to weight loss. And there have been studies with Slim that show that it is compared to, we've had clinical studies recently done as compared to a double-blind placebo study that was done. And if you want to see the results of that, let me know, or let the ambassador know who invited you to watch this recording, and they can get that information to you. That Slim definitely helped with people to lose weight. But what they also found was that the Triplex did even more. Like an additional, I think they lost like an additional 7 pounds. The number 7 is standing out in my head, and I don't always have this right on top of my head, but I do know that we can get that information to you, so you can see how the study was done and what the results were. So a lot of times what people don't realize is those 3 things that I mentioned earlier in our right after I did our disclosure, is that the body needs to come into balance, and it's more than just the blood sugar. You may be dealing with inflammation, or you may be dealing with poor gut health. And then sometimes it's a matter of your body is crying out for nutrients, and that may be where your cravings are coming from, because the body is wanting nutrients. So our X Factor multivitamin is a great one to add in there as well. So it's the nice thing about Plexus is we have enough of a variety of products with our 16 products that we can help customize something that will help you, and we can always change it up and tweak it to where it makes it so that it works best for you. And you have the 60-day money-back guarantee that now everybody has, not just customers, but ambassadors have that too. So you have that ability to be able to try it and feel totally like you're not really taking a risk with it, because you can always get your money back. But less than 1% of the people ever ask for that. That says a lot. All right, good question, Amy. All right. Any other questions? Hey, Pauline. Pauline's a good teacher. She raises her hand.
What if you have customers, friends, family, whoever, and they start taking the product and they feel maybe they have headaches, or blood pressure goes up, or they may have stomach aches? What do you say to that?
Well, what we would say to them is that is your body coming back into balance, and it can be what is often referred to as like die-off or detox. And so as your body is getting rid of those yucky things in your system, then it may feel like you feel like you're going to come down with something. Maybe you feel like you're going to come down with a cold, or you may have the headache. I've often also heard it referred to as like the carb flu. Whenever somebody has been eating a lot of processed carbs or sugars, and then they start to work on getting their blood sugar balanced, and those extra toxins that your body doesn't know what to do with. A lot of times the your body is, if it doesn't know what to do with it, it wraps it up in like a water or a fat cell and sticks it aside. It's like, I got to keep this person upright and going. I'm going to deal with that later. So that may be the situation that's, as you're starting to get rid of that inflammation and the excess weight, those things the body can now deal with. It can start to process those out. And so if somebody is, number one, you want to check with them, probably the first thing to check about is how much water they're drinking. They need to be drinking at least half their body weight in ounces of water. So that is, so if you're 150 pounds, you need to be drinking 75 ounces of water. If they're not drinking, and that is water, that is not Coke, that is not Diet Coke. This is because your body needs water to be able to process and get rid of the junk. And so that's probably the first place that I always tell people to look for is, okay, find out how much water that they're drinking. Because most people think, yeah, they think they're drinking a lot of water and they find out they're not. If you're also drinking coffee at the same time that you're drinking water and you're counting that as your fluid intake, or that coffee can be dehydrated. And so you're kind of, it means you need more water. The other thing just crossed my mind and promptly went out. Hold on a second. Is to make sure that you are helping yourself by eating healthy. Now, we said that you don't have to go on a diet with Plexus, and that's not, you're not getting a tiny little toddler meal, and you're not going to be eating just nothing but, say, lettuce. But you also need to understand that you want to eat as healthy as possible in order to help your body work through the weight loss and any of this detox quicker. And if you are continuing to eat donuts or sugary stuff and expecting Plexus to offset all that, it's not necessarily going to do that. And the way I look at this is, as it's kind of like trying to put out a fire. You want to put out the fire with water. You don't want to put out the fire with a combination of water and gasoline, because it's going to take it longer to put it out. So you want to give everything. Plexus is a tool, but you want to give your body the best thing that you can do. And the tool of the Plexus is it helps people to get past those cravings and to get past, get this, the body balanced again so that it knows what it's doing. So, does that help?
Yes, it does. I also have another question.
Sure.
Would you ever suggest maybe taking half a packet in the beginning?
I have suggested that on occasions. If somebody just feels like it really, if they notice almost an immediate type reaction's kind of a strong word, but notice that they feel the detox type starts to come on quickly. So yeah, I would say, that's what I started out with, because I was sensitive to so many different foods that I started out with a half a stick because I needed to make sure how well my body was going to handle it. And so whenever I did that, I started out with a half a stick and just noticed even then just feeling better. So if somebody says, start out really slow, particularly if they're healing from, some major stuff going on, they may want to start slow, and that's totally okay. But whenever you're doing that, you are, let me find my little stick of Slim here, what you would do is just use half of the stick rehydrated. You would not use rehydrate the whole stick and then drink half of it one day and then put it in the fridge and half of it the next day, because it's not going to be as fresh and it's not going to have its same potency. So you would just empty only half of the stick into a bottle of water and then clamp it off or rubber band it off or something so that you would do the next one the next day.
Oh, thank you so much, Vicki.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions?
Can I ask another one?
Of course you can, Karen. What's on your mind?
Back to busy mommies. So single car family, dad goes to work, you're home with the kids. How are you supposed to meet people?
Well, that can vary depending on your situation. Of course, there is always Get involved in social media, get involved in Facebook. Find some other moms, maybe schedule some play dates over at your house. If you don't have a car to be able to do that, maybe that other mom would. If you're close enough to where you may be able to walk to a park, that may be a great place to go meet some people as well. You may need to be a little more creative with that, and maybe dad can help sometimes too by just saying, you know what, mom needs a little bit of time, and so dad's going to take over for a little bit. One of the ladies on my team, her husband does that for her. She's got 8 kids, and so that's what she does. He comes home, and he's working 2 jobs. So she's homeschooling 8 kids, and a couple of her kids are special needs kids. And so she's homeschooling those, and her husband's working 2 jobs, and he will still come home and say, you know what, kids, dad's going to hang out with you tonight because mom's going to go out, and maybe mom goes grocery shopping by herself, and maybe strikes up a conversation with somebody. Maybe mom goes to the gym and goes to take a fitness class, because if you are into fitness, then you would absolutely love Plexus. Fitness trainer here, love my Plexus. And that's a great way to meet people who are interested in getting healthy. And that's what they're focused on, is finding ways to be healthy. So they're a great source of people that would probably be interested in hearing more about Plexus. So those are a couple of ideas to be able to get out and share with people. Like I said, maybe a little bit more creative, but that's certainly a way to do that. If you are a working mom, of course, then you probably do have some adult interaction throughout the day. And that's something that you can do, is, again, just go out to lunch someplace. Go out to lunch by yourself. You'd be surprised how many people don't do that. Just go out to lunch by yourself. Strike up a conversation with the server who you're talking with, because those people they're working hard, and they would love a financial opportunity that maybe they wouldn't be on their feet all day. And they already know how to talk to people. So there's always something that you can talk with somebody about, and even just to get to have a new friend. It's not all about trying to get everybody for your Plexus business. Let's just be nice to people and build relationships again. But sometimes this is a great thing for building relationships, but sometimes it's something that keeps us away from doing that. So if you do happen to go out and about, don't be buried in this. Don't have your plugs in, something like that. Be open to being able to have a conversation. And pay attention. Oh, let me just add this in here. I was grocery shopping today, and I was over at our local Kroger store, and I was walking down the aisle, and I happened to overhear a couple of ladies talking about how to determine which was the best food to eat, to where one of them had a child who was having these horrible problems, feeling bad after eating food. And I'm trying to be compliant here. And so I was feeling really bad. So I just said, excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear, and told them a little bit about what Plexus had done for me. And we stood there in the aisle for 30 minutes talking. And so I've got their contact information so that we can follow up. But I met 2 people who were really into healthy eating. That's always, I love that. So even if they never buy Plexus from me, and I hope they will, but even if they never do, I have 2 new friends who already get the type of way that I eat. How cool is that? So it's not all about, just finding somebody for your business. It's all about finding friends, and they may, you never know whenever somebody may be ready for that, or they may know of somebody. So, good question, Karen. All right. Terry, let's see. Terry, I have a friend who was on the triplex for 4 months and didn't see results, so she quit. So how can I get people to stay on the triplex longer if they haven't seen any results? One of the things whenever I'm coaching somebody is that I will say we need to we start out with writing down what things that you want to improve. So if you're not sleeping well, if you are, whenever you eat something, you're uncomfortable afterwards. If you are, if you don't eat something whenever you get close to lunchtime and you feel like if I don't eat something, you start getting I think of the Snickers commercial, you start getting hangry, to where you're not yourself. So those types of things, write those things down so that you know what you're looking for. Yes, if you are looking to lose weight, yes, that can sometimes be where that's the only thing that you're looking for. So I encourage people to write those things down so that we can track those. I also encourage people to take pictures, because pictures show a different picture. Photographs show a different picture whenever whatever is showing on the scale, or even with the measurement tape, doesn't show. So that's something that I encourage people to do, because a lot of times you can look at a picture and see something totally different. Now, Plexus has this great before and after tool that we've had many of the people who have been successful with Plexus do a before and after picture. I sent mine in because I was wearing the same dress. It was about 6 to 8 weeks difference. And I was wearing the exact same dress, and you could look at me and it looked like I had lost weight. I had not lost a single pound, but I had lost the inflammation, and you could see a dramatic difference in that. And because of the way that tool was set up, we couldn't put that information because it said I lost 0 pounds. But that, I'm hoping they'll come up with one to where it'll be like the inch loss. But that picture, right, if you put those two pictures side by side, you would definitely say, oh my gosh, you've lost weight, even though I hadn't lost a single pound and only a few inches, but just the overall inflammation had been reduced from me being on the triplex. So I encourage people is to take pictures, because those will definitely show a different way. You may notice that, oh, you start looking younger because, again, you do not have the inflammation. So there are certain things to be able to look at with that, and just understand that you may lose inches long before you see any change on the scale. And that just understand the scale is your numeric representation of your mass, the gravity on your body mass. That's all it is. It is not a representation of how valuable you are, how beautiful you are, how worthy you are, and we've put so much focus on that. So understand that that is just simply a numeric number that tells how gravity is working on your body. That's it. And don't get so hung up on that. A lot of times I'll encourage people, stay off the scales. Stay off the scales. Do how your clothes are fitting. And remember the inches you'll love, because Plexus does not burn muscle, it burns fat. So, okay, you're welcome, Terry. All right, from Amy, which of our products are gluten-free, are capsules vegan or vegetarian friendly? Okay, good question. I'm a vegan/vegetarian, so yes, like to know that. I know that our Slim is considered vegan and vegetarian. I believe all of our products are non-GMO. And some of them are organic. I don't believe all of them are considered organic, just simply because of what they may come in contact with. But I do know that they are all, plant-based. The difference would be there are a couple of the products that have gelatin capsules, and the gelatin capsules would not be considered vegan. They are generally considered, I think, vegetarian. Some people consider that vegetarian. So if I have someone who is vegan and they do not want to take the capsules on certain products, I would tell them that, you could just pour it out and take it that way, or mix it in with it, like say applesauce or yogurt or something like that. Well, you wouldn't be using yogurt if you were vegan, but maybe a soy yogurt. Most of the products are in a vegetable capsule, and the choice between the vegetarian capsule or a gelatin capsule is usually based on where the product needs to be. So if the product it's okay for it to dissolve in your stomach, like the new block is in a vegetable-based capsule, so that it dissolves quickly and goes to work right away. So you don't have to. It used to be that you had to wait 30 minutes before you saw the effects of the block. Well, now since they changed the capsule format, you don't need that. So that's the reason why it works quickly. But say the ProBio 5 is something that you want it to get past the stomach digestive juices and get into the intestines. And so that's something that is going to need something that's a little more hearty, I guess is a way to say it, so that it can actually get into the place where it needs to be. And it does say all of our labels are on our websites, and all of our websites are the same. So if you're on Isabel's website or Pauline's website, they're all the same. And so you can look at the labels, and it will tell you if it's vegan, vegetarian. It tells you exactly what the capsules are made of. So you can always look if that's a concern of yours. And if it is a concern and you want to know if there's still a way that you can make that work, then talk with the ambassador who invited you to watch this, or talk to me, and we'll be happy to find a way to make the products work for you, because they are phenomenal. I love what Plexus has done. All right, any other questions? Good questions, ladies. Thank you so much for asking such great questions. I have one more question before I want to talk a little bit about a couple of our products, my faves, and just a tiny bit about the business in case somebody happens to be interested. No more questions? Okay, thank you all for asking such great questions. So I'm going to move back over here to my screen thing here. There we go. All right, so my couple of things about my fave Plexus products here. Back up. Okay, the triplex. Love this. This is what I got started with, and this is what we've referred to a couple of times tonight. This is the Slim, the ProBio 5, and the Bio Cleanse. And this is where you tie in those big three things: the blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health. All three of these products help with that. And so I love these three. And these are, I have not been a day without these products since June of 2014. I've taken my products consistently, and that's where you're going to see results, is you've got to be consistent with them. And so I've taken all of these after my first month of my investment in these products. I haven't had to pay for them, because I've either had customers or ambassadors that have provided the income to where I haven't had to pay for these, and I haven't paid for any of my products since I started back in June of 2014. That first month would have been July. So totally love that. And I was spending probably $400 to $500 a month on supplements from various locations. X Factor, love this product. It is a fully methylated vitamin. Methylization is a new buzzword that people are just now learning about. In other words, when a product is methylated, it is better absorbed. Your B vitamins are better absorbed. And so you definitely want to have a methylated B vitamin in this. Plexus also has a patented form of aloe with this that helps to boost nutrient absorption, because it's great to take a vitamin, but you got to absorb it for it to actually do any good. And a lot of vitamins don't do that. Mega X is our plant-based omega, which I love, plant-based, and it's omegas 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. Had no idea there was even a 5 and 7. But this is phenomenal for helping to balance like cholesterol and triglycerides, and these are omega acid or fatty acids, and your body does not make those. That's why they're called essential fatty acids. Your body needs them, but it doesn't make them, and you have to get them from your diet. This is plant-based, as I said, so no fishy burps. No worrying about where it's sourced, what waters your fish were swimming in before it became part of your vitamin. So I love our Mega X. Two new products. I mentioned the block earlier, that the block helps to block 48% of the carbs and sugars from turning into glucose and fat in your system. And now if I'm going to eat, like I said, I eat vegetarian and vegan. If I'm having a smoothie that has fruit in it, I'm not going to take that, because I want those good ingredients from the fruit. But if I have a piece of cake, and I do not say that I don't eat it all the time, but it's something that if I'm out or we have a family birthday, I'm going to enjoy a piece of cake. I'll take my block beforehand, because that's processed sugars, and that's not the same thing as good, healthy carbs from plants. And then the Edge, never thought I'd love an energy supplement, but I love this. It's 3 ingredients that provide a nice sustained energy throughout your day, no caffeine jitters, And I just love what this product has done. And I've been able to see some visible results with my Fitbit and tracking how my workouts go with this. Mentioning just briefly, because we've got a couple of minutes, about our Plexus annual ambassador income statement. I mentioned this in our disclosure. And so if you're looking for a way to make some additional money, that maybe you are that busy mom that Karen referred to and need to make some money from home to help offset some of the expenses that you may have, or you may just want to contribute to your family's income. You may be wanting to make a full-time job out of this, and that's totally cool. I love it. It's a lot of fun. You're helping people to get healthy and to help them change their lives, and it's a wonderful thing. And for most people, $200-300 extra a month would make a big difference. And so you could go anywhere from all the way up to making almost $500,000 a year. So again, remember the disclosure that I said, we're not making any promises, but it does make a difference. Right now, rank up in October. October, they are doubling bonuses. So as you rank up in Plexus, your bonuses is doubled. This is great. This is phenomenal. So I'm really excited to watch our team rank up. We are down to less than a minute, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you let's get you started today. So if you are just tuning in and you don't know anybody within Plexus, I'd be happy to help you. If a friend of yours has told you about Plexus and you haven't done anything with it, go back to that person and go talk to them, because they have your best interest at heart. Harvey McKay, a successful person is usually an average person who took a chance. And that's true. We're all just average people, nothing super special about us. We just decided we were going to go for it. So, all right. So we're going to be coming up on, we're less than a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. Thank you all for asking such great questions. And I'll have the video uploaded shortly. All right. Thank you. Good night. Go Plexus.